My name is Jorge, and I am Director of Innovation in Practica, the company that organizes the AI for Business Summit LATAM. Welcome to this space in which we have conversations with renowned AI experts. And today, we have the chance and the opportunity to dialogue with Calum Chace, who is one of our speakers. Calum is a best-selling author, speaker, expert on AI, and advisor to companies and governments in 5 continents. Calum, it's great to have you here. Thank you for joining today.
Hey, Jorge, it's great to see you again.
Calum, to start that conversation, I would love to ask you about your first session, which is titled Current and Future Impact of AI in Business and Humanity. This is a very important topic that our audience is very interested about. And I would like to ask you, what is AI for business? And overall, what do you think is the future of AI, both for business and overall humanity?
So I think everybody now understands that AI is incredibly important. Since 2012 and the arrival of deep learning, it's been giving us marvels. And since 2017, with the arrival of large language models, it has been doing really remarkable things. So we all know now it's important, and we all know that it's improving very fast. So it's going to change everything. It's going to change everything about the way we work and about the way we live. And so it's really important that we understand it. And what I'll be doing in my first keynote is explaining what AI is, clearing up some of the mystery about that, explaining where it came from and how it's come to be so powerful, and giving my own thoughts about where it's going to go, both in the short term and the long term. And it's going to be eye-opening.
Amazing. I'm sure that will be really interesting for the audience of executives that are going to join us from multiple countries from Latin America in Bogota. Let's remember that this is an event that is going to be hosted in the Hotel Grand Hyatt in Bogota on July 10 and 11 of this year. And Calum, we know that it is practically impossible to predict with 100% accuracy what is going to be the future of the job market, what are going to be the jobs that are going to be created, what are going to be the jobs that are going to be replaced, and how the job market will change in the future with the advent of AI. But based on your extensive research and expertise, are there any tendencies or patterns that maybe you can share with us regarding where this is going and how can companies and governments prepare for this future?
So you're right, Jorge. Although you can see the broad outlines of where AI is going to take us, the details, and in particular the timing, is impossible to forecast. And a great example of this is how a few years ago, everybody was confident that professional drivers were going to be out of a job soon. I remember distinctly talking about this in 2016, 2015, that there were 3.5 million professional drivers in America driving trucks, buses, and taxis, and that they were all going to be out of a job soon. Well, here we are in 2025, and there is a shortage of truck drivers in America. Meanwhile, people said, well, the creative activities that humans do, computers can't do that. Well, now we have machines producing artwork, which makes illustrators blush. They do translation better than most human translators, and they produce pretty good copy for marketing firms. And that was really not forecast. 2 or 3 years ago, that wasn't forecast. So the particular order in which jobs will get automated and the timing is impossible to forecast. But I think what we can say is that there's going to be faster and faster churn. And we are going to all have to reskill over and over again, more and more frequently. We'll have to change the jobs within our existing firms. Sometimes we'll have to change firms. Sometimes we'll have to change whole industries. And the most important thing, I think, for people to bear in mind is that the more you understand AI, the more familiar you are with it, the better equipped you are to use it, the better your position is going to be in the job market.
That's very important. And I think that companies and governments, as are going to be part of our audience, are going to be very interested in these insights to prepare for the long term, not only in Colombia, but in the neighboring countries. Let's remember that we're going to be having sessions in English and Spanish and Portuguese. So it's going to be great to be gathered with executives from all over the region, learning from you in this session. Calum, and also from your extensive research, we have seen that there is a particular concept that is pretty interesting, that is the concept of superintelligence. I was wondering if you can maybe share a little bit more about what superintelligence is and what's the effect on business and humanity.
Superintelligence is a fairly simple idea. It's an entity, a machine, which is smarter, cleverer, more intelligent than the cleverest human on the planet, the cleverest human ever. And when it arrives, it won't stop at just a little bit cleverer than any of us. Machines can be improved, as they are, all the time now, in ways that we can't. We're stuck with the 3 pounds of gloop we have here in our skulls. It's very hard to expand that or to improve the way it works. But with a machine, you can improve it. So pretty soon, after the arrival of superintelligence, we will have machines which are thousands of times, millions of times smarter than any of us. That is going to be the most radical change in human life since we tamed fire, since we differentiated ourselves from all the other animals. And in fact, what we're doing is we're making ourselves the second smartest species on the planet. Now, I talk about a 4 C's framework, and I'll go into this in the session, which is a way of thinking about what will happen then, what will happen when superintelligence arises. But the short of it is the outcome could be very good or it could be very bad. I personally think it will be very good, but we shouldn't ignore the risks. And if we get the positive outcomes, our futures, the futures of our children, could be wonderful, almost beyond belief. If we have a much more intelligent entity than us, which is like our big sister, it could end all of our current problems, because the way we solve problems is with intelligence. And if we have superintelligence, we could solve poverty and war and very likely even death. So the future for ourselves and our children, if we get the good future of superintelligence, could be truly amazing. And I have some rather surprising and radical ideas about how we can try to make sure that the future is a good future rather than the less good future.
Well, thank you so much, Calum, for sharing all of these important insights with us. We are very excited to host you in Colombia for the first time in July 10 and 11. I think it's the first time that you're coming over to Colombia. Is that right?
It will be my first visit to Colombia, and I'm very much looking forward to it because I know that Colombia is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. And already talking to you and your father, I know that you are very welcoming and friendly people. And also, I understand that you have the best coffee in the world. So I'm very much looking forward to
it. So they say, and we feel very proud about that recognition, indeed. And well, Calum, I just want to thank you for taking these short minutes to dialogue with me, to share with the audience about your 2 sessions, to your 2 keynote in the AI for Business Summit LATAM. And to wrap it up, I just want to ask you if there is any other topics, any other things that maybe you would like to share with the audience of executives that will see you soon in July.
Well, as a teaser, because one of the things I'm going to be talking about, which many people will not have thought about much yet, is, do we think that machines could become conscious? Consciousness is different from intelligence. Consciousness is the experience of experiencing. Do we think machines could become conscious? And would it be a good thing?
Amazing. Thank you, Calum. And thank you, everyone, for joining today. We hope to see you soon in July 10 and 11 at the Hotel Grand Hyatt for the AI for Business Summit LATAM. Thank you.
Do join us. It'll be great.